come on, Angela. A Valentine morning after shot is worth more than 25 quid. 30. Final offer. Fine. But you see, the next time I have candidates to buy McGuigan sharing a hot tub, don't expect me to come running to Northern Woman. Oscar Wilde once said, we're all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. But I doubt Oscar Wilde ever scored 200 quid for looking at Hugo Duncan buying deodorant in Pound World. BD51 SMR. That's Donna Trainer's car. Shit.
My wife, Caroline, thinks building a conservatory is just find the cash, build it, have a dinner party. Oh! She doesn't realize that we're into a $4,000 overspend. Oh! And we still have to tile the place. So I've decided to become a drugs mule in my spare time. Of course, the air miles are building up, but with 14 trips a weekend, 11 bags a trip, and each bag going for £75 a pop. You do the math.
Okay, John Joe Pat Mick Seamus Aloysius, bit of a nut. You know, a lot of people felt sorry for him because he came from a family of 23 brothers and sisters. 23? I feel sorry for his ma. 23! After 15, she was down to a 4-minute birth. At 20, the unborn was hanging on for dear life, going, where the hell is that draft coming from? And there were so many of them as well, it was hard to figure out who was who because their names all sounded so similar. You see, you had John, you had Joe, you had Pat, you had Mick, you had Seamus, you had Aloysius, you had John Joe, John Pat, John Mick, John Seamus, John Aloysius, John Joe Pat, John Joe Mick, John Joe Seamus, John Joe Aloysius, John Joe Pat Mick, John Joe Pat Seamus, John Joe Pat Aloysius, John Joe Pat Mick Seamus, John Joe Pat Mick Aloysius, John Joe Pat Mick Seamus Aloysius, John II, and Alan. You won't be surprised to know that there was 5 girls in that list as well. And they all looked the same. It was like clones, except with different haircuts. You know, they all had different haircuts and different heights. And whenever I say they all looked exactly the same, I mean the mummy and the daddy too. Now, I'm not saying that there was any inbreeding there, but there was definitely very little outbreeding going on. Put it like this, you could have put 3 of the brothers in a line and they all would have been able to look each other in the eye without even turning their head. But they were a good bunch. They were a good bunch of people. Well, apart from John Joe Pat Mick Seamus Aloysius, who was a dick.
And when Finn McCool woke up, the Scottish giant had run all the way home, never to be seen again. Okay, any questions before we move on?
Yes, I have a question about your giant causeway.
Okay.
You say Giant Causeway got its name from Giant Finn McCool. He built Giant Causeway to fight the Scottish giant asshole, yes?
Oh, yes.
Legend also say that he scoop out a lump of earth and throw it at Scottish giant asshole, yes?
That's right.
But lump of earth fall into sea and become Isle of Man. In scoop out place, she get called Loch Ness, yes?
Yes.
It is bullshit.
Pardon?
Bullshit.
Yes, dear. This giant could not have done this. The Isle of Man is 25 miles long. We went there for,
Titty.
Isle of Man TT, yes. The logistic of this is boggling to my mind. With a 25-mile-long hand, that would be making his height,
230.24 miles.
very tall. And what about Giant Boot? Giant Boot of Finn McCool is the same size as my lady. And she is over 5 feet tall.
1.52 meter.
1.52 meter. So tell me, what kind of giant has 25-mile-long hand and 1.52 meter feet. Not to be mentioning his height of
230.24 miles.
which would bring him into space.
157.24 miles.
Into outer space. It is bullshit. He would not be able to breathe, and standing on feet the size of the head of my lady, he would definitely have broken his ankles. And could not build causeway with lady-sized ankles. It is bullshit. It is nice twice, though.
Yes, very nice.
What is next on tour? I really hope it is Mr. Barry's amusements.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, no prizes for guessing what the big issue is this morning. One question. Where's Mummy? Mr. Snufflebottoms, good morning to you.
Good morning, Stephen. Time for you and the people of this province to learn to stand on your own 2 feet.
You're not telling me that we should be governing ourselves? Ah, come on! How can an institution still in relative infancy really expect to cope with nappy rash, windy pops, not to mention the ongoing problem of antisocial behaviour between Missy Moo and Professor Fruggles? Joining us now is Ed the Giraffe. Good morning, Ed. Well, this is the sort of stall the ball, the lame tactics that we're used to from Mr. Snufflebottoms.
Mummy has to have her own life, Ed.
If you'd let me finish. The government of this playpen have had their chance to look after themselves, and the main parties have still to come to an agreement.
Oh, the people of Northern Ireland want to see those dark times left behind.
Right, guys, I have listened to this argument again and again. Granny is not as good as Mummy at telling stories, and if I don't get burped soon, I might just wee in the playpen. The people of this playpen do not react well to threats.
For once, I agree, Ed.
I'm gonna have to cut you both off there. We're really not getting anywhere with this, and I, for one, have had a tummy full.
The way we are treated as customers has definitely changed. Everybody wants a deal now. It's all DIY and build your own. Build your own burger. Fit your own kitchen. It'll soon get to the stage where you'll be doing your own tonsillectomies. Budget Airlines started this whole craze off with their cut price, but then they did add-ons. And it's a great business model. But what happens if the rest of the world start doing this?
For calling Everest & Son Funeral Homes, Ireland's favourite low-cost funeral home. We're sorry for your loss. An operator will take your call in just a few moments.
Right, so that's the plot. The corrugated eco-coffin. Now, have this on us.
What is it?
Well, we at Everest & Son are offering a special buy one, get half off deal should you need to come back and visit us again soon. And don't worry, it's half off the price, not the deceased.
This isn't the way you ran the business, Jack.
Oh, I know, Margaret, but it's time Brian ran things now. You think funeral homes would be recession-proof, but...
But someone was running our coffin business into the ground. Pun intended. So, if you need any more information, don't be afraid to check out the website. It's all there. Priority church seating, online headstone customization, oversized coffin charges. Frank was a big man, wasn't he? Okay, so that'll be us, and I'd hang on to that coupon if I were you, love. And remember, the earlier you book, the cheaper it is. So long now.